People seem to really enjoy these anybody else video series that I've started doing, and I am very, very glad because I enjoy talking about it, and clearly it's giving validation to those who are watching it and commenting and saying, oh, okay, so I was wondering if it was just me, and now I don't need to put out a YouTube video to find out because Katie's done it, and many, many people, and I mean thousands of people, are agreeing. So it's really nice that we have a common awareness of what is happening, and some people have written in the comments that they really enjoy these videos, it's giving them value, and please keep doing them. So, as you may have already read the title, we have another Anyone Else video. This one is something that I've been noticing over the last couple of months, and to be fair, it doesn't really seem like it's a video idea, so I know it's a bit random, but I want you to stick with me on this one because I really have noticed this, and I do want to know whether it is just around this area, because remember, whoever's watching this video could be anywhere, right? So the fact that this is happening round here means that it could be happening in your area, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring the video out, because what is going on? People seem to just be putting up their houses left, right and centre. Like, there are for sale signs in droves. I've lived in this house for 3 years, and over those 3 years I have not seen one house go up for sale or even rent in that 3 years. Now, I live in Suffolk, right? So there's different parts of Suffolk that are wealthy and parts of Suffolk that really aren't, which I suppose you get everywhere, right? But where I live, there are some nice houses. Like, the area that I live in, I drive around, I'm like, whoa, you know, really nice detached farmhouse cottages, like the dream houses, right? So I've seen those, and now I'm seeing them go up for sale. And I don't mean just the one down the road that's the farmhouse. Like, no. I mean the one down the road, I mean the one round the corner, the one opposite around the corner, the one down the road from round the corner opposite to that, the one opposite to that, and then the one down the end of the road. Sorry, I was just working out, like, where they are. But that's a lot of for sale signs that have gone up in the last 6 months, right? Bear in mind, only one of those houses has sold. It's really weird because I'm like, because I live in the area, I'm kind of like just keeping a tap on it. Do you know what I mean? So I know it's really weird, but one house went up for sale and they didn't sell it. So I guess it was through the agency. They didn't sell it. They changed the agency and then they sold it within a month, right? So it changed from for sale to sold with this new agency sign. They haven't moved out. Right, so this might be a chain where they're waiting for someone else to move out or whatever, but today I just went out to the shop and today they're now removing the for sale sold sign. So I'm like, okay, is somebody going to move in or has somebody pulled out the sale? Why are there so many houses? Have you noticed this? Is it just me? Is it just my area? Have you noticed houses going up for sale that you never thought would? You know, like the affluent ones, people that are meant to own their house and be like whatever, like comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is worrying. Like, this is worrying if the rich people now are starting to feel the struggle. What fucking hope do we have as poor people, poor paupers? What do we have? Because I can imagine, right, that a lot of what is happening is because of the price of everything. Right? It's not the price of, like, it's not the cost of living anymore. No, we don't call it that. It's now going to be the cost of surviving, right? So I can imagine that a lot of these people are like, you know what? Kids have moved out. We're on our own. We've got a 4-bedroom house that we need to heat. Why not downsize? And I feel that that is a lot of what is happening. It's either that or people are upping and leaving this country, which personally, I think it should be the latter. I can't stand the state of the UK right now, but that's for another time. I personally do think that a lot of people are realising that they just can't be here anymore. The weather, the people, the government, the prices, the everything, right? It's becoming like non-reality. Like legit. I have another video that I want to bring out about like how after 2020 life hasn't been the same, and it feels like these 4 years of just NPC walking through. Oh, it's fucking 2025. So if you're interested in that video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because that'll be coming out soon in a couple of days. But this is just really, really baffling to me, for one, and then worrying as the second, because like I say, if the rich people are now starting to like really feel the pinch, like what hope do we have? We aspire to be able to have what we need, and that is it, right? Now these people have what they need, but have been able to buy more, a bigger house, more cars. Now it's coming to the point where even they are realising maybe we don't need 4 cars, darling. Maybe we don't need this cottage, farmhouse, beautiful home with an open fireplace and my dream home. But maybe you don't need it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you'll be far happier in a 2-bedroom, normal house, heating it where it doesn't cost the fucking arm and a leg, and live a little bit more stress-free. Out of all of the for sale signs that are just down my road and like up the road a little bit, there is only one that says for let instead of for sale. So that's another thing as well that I'm noticing, is that I don't see many houses go up for rent anymore. All I'm seeing is the for sale signs. What is happening? Like, is it that people are now realising that they do need to downsize and save money? Or are they leaving the country? Or like, what is happening? Have you noticed it? Like literally, it has just blown my mind, because I have kept it to myself. It's kind of why I've made this video, because I've just kept it to myself, like I say, noticing these little things, right, about the house selling and then like not being sold with that agency and everything like that. So are you aware of this? Have you been consciously aware and noticing and seeing these for sale signs go up, especially in affluent houses or wealthy areas where you never ever thought that they would go up for sale? It's entirely possible that they are selling their house and then obviously moving to another wealthy area. It's entirely possible, but I don't know about that. I just feel like, bro, there is just, people are shifting. People are shifting, even if they've worked hard all their life and they've been comfortable for the last, I don't know, 10 years. I think it's now time for people to really reevaluate their life. Really, really, truly be like, right, what do we need and what can we get rid of? Because life ain't a joke right now. Like, it really, really isn't. For people that are trying to rent, I don't even know how much money it is now. My rent keeps raising every year. So, you know, it was all right when I moved in. That was 3 years ago. I keep raising it every year. And I'm just like, I'm in a 1-bedroom house. Right? Not even a house, bungalow. I'm in a 1-bedroom bungalow, mate. You're charging me nearly the same price as the 2-bedroom house I used to rent. We are going back 10 years. But do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Like in 2014, I rented with my then partner a 2-bedroom cottage, and that was £625 a month. Let's go forward to 2024, and we looked onto Rightmove because we got word that the house was getting up for rent again, and they wanted £850. They wanted £850, and when I tell you this house had no central heating, right, no oil, right, it was a storage heating fucking facility. Like, there were farmers as well, right? So the landlord and landlady were farmers, and if anybody has ever had a farmer for a landlord, you will know exactly the stress that they can cause. They don't care about the house. They will only fix stuff when they absolutely need to. They will pretty much make you do it. You are pretty much like the farm manager without being told you're the farm manager of your own like property that you rent. They can turn up at your house anytime, don't even need to give 24 hours notice, because even if you do tell them that they need to do this, they just don't care. Farm landlords, obviously not all of them, you know, you might be a farm landlord and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not like that. I don't mean you, right? Specifically, these two were arseholes. I'll be absolutely honest with you. They were absolute arseholes, and they made most of our lives, of the renties that we spoke to, they made most of our lives hell. So this is why it was always being rented out as well, right? And we dealt with a lot. We dealt with a lot in that house, and we paid for it, you know. But anyway, I'm getting off tangent. That was £625 back then. They want £850 now. Lord knows what it's going to be if they have to rent it out again this year or something. They might even push it up to £1,000. This is why a lot of people are moving to sleeping in their cars and turning their vans into van life and things like that. You know, going off grid and being self-sufficient, which I wholeheartedly agree with. You know, I love growing veg. I love being self-sufficient. But do I want to stay in a van all my life or for 10 years? No, I don't. So I'm not going to do that personally. So that means that I have to make sacrifices in my life to make sure that I can afford rent and everything like that, right? As do you. Everybody has certain sacrifices that we have to make. And it seems now that people are sacrificing their fucking houses. Because, again, I just can't fathom the fact that 3 years I've been here, not one house in 3 years. And like I said, I can't remember how many it was, but when I counted it out, I was thinking about where they were in my head. That's how many that are up in the last couple of months alone. Who knows what it's going to be like for 2025? I might see an entire strip up for sale. Bear in mind, these houses haven't sold as well. This is a point I want to make. These houses haven't sold. The only one that's sold is that one that I told you that the sign was being taken down this morning. But there is a lovely, fully detached farmhouse down the road that's been up for sale. That was the first one that went up. Oh, that must have been up for sale for, it's coming up to like a year now, it must be. And they've not sold that. Does that mean that they're asking too much? Does that mean that people ain't got the money? Does that mean people don't want the house? What does it mean? Because I've never been in, you know, I don't own a house. I've never owned a house, but I still know how it works. I know how the housing market, you know, goes up and down. I know what people like. And we're not all poor, right? There are people that are still making a ton of money to be able to afford these houses. So why aren't people buying them? Why aren't people putting them up for rent? Why are they choosing to sell them instead of rent them out? Is it because they don't have the money to get a house to live in whilst they rent out their house? Probably. Because that's what we used to do, right? Or people that were savvy. They would rent out their house, maybe go and live in a flat or something for 6 months. You know, get the rental income from the house that they've rented out, then go and get another house. And then, oh, what do you know? You're getting this income, $800 a month, however much you're getting a month from this house, but you're still living in another house. People aren't doing that now. People haven't got the money for it now. Where are we going in life? What are we doing? When I was growing up, we were told, go to school, go to work, get married, have kids, get house. Complete life. Level complete. No, absolutely not. No one can get a fucking house now anyway. So what do we do? I'm genuinely worried. I'm genuinely worried for the young people these days. If they're not savvy in their mind and they start to understand that they need to make some sort of business online in order to take that anywhere, because when you are subject to one area, you're controlled. Personally, in my mind, I feel like I'm being controlled being in this area, right? So I get why people want to up and leave, because the UK right now is just absolute... I don't even have the words for it. I was going to say obscene, but it's just... I don't even have the word in my vocabulary to describe what I and a lot of the UK residents are feeling right now. There is an underlying darkness that has been breeding for years. And it is starting to show. It is starting to break through that fucking gap, and you're starting to see the, like, demons in my eyes. I'm not even Christian, but I do believe that there's, like, evil work around. And it's conspiratorial or whatever, I don't care. I just feel the energy that is just like, do you know what? I'm going to end this video because I'm getting too fucking hyped and passionate about it, but I just want to leave it with this thought. You go to work 9 to 5 or whatever, and you get paid a certain amount for your 9 to 5. If you ask for a raise or a promotion, most of the time you will get denied. Your corporation that you work for is in control of how much money you earn. They only allow you to earn enough to live for the month and get up and work again for the next month. Because if they were to give you more money, you wouldn't work there. You wouldn't have a need to go into the job. So therefore, they control you with the amount that you are paid. I can't. Just, does anybody understand?